Welcome to today's explainer. Today we're taking a little step back from the constant noise of our daily routines to look at something that's just profoundly, deeply human. We're going to analyze a collection of incredibly poignant thoughts and wisdom drawn directly from a beautifully contemplative source text. We're diving deep into the unspoken realities of our lives, the intricate webs of our relationships, and ultimately that quest for inner peace we're all on. So get comfortable, clear your mind, and let's explore these hidden truths together. All right, let's dive right in with this quote. Life's biggest slap is dealt by trust. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. We usually think of life's greatest challenges as, external forces, stuff like financial issues, career setbacks, maybe health problems. But the source material points out that the deepest, most disorienting shock we can ever experience actually comes from within our own inner circles. It's the sudden, stinging impact of misplaced trust. When the foundation you've built your emotional safety on suddenly just gives way, it doesn't just hurt, it completely recalibrates how you view the whole world. Section 1. The harsh realities of life. Okay, consider this simple, everyday setup. We only see the street cart on the road. Think about your daily commute for a minute. You probably pass dozens of people, vendors, drivers, folks just waiting at crosswalks. And to us, honestly, they're kind of just background characters in the movie of our own lives, right? We see the street vendors simply as a person pushing a cart. It's a really superficial, two-dimensional judgment. We register that they're physically there, but our understanding just stops right at the surface level. But here is the profound punchline that completes that metaphor. In reality, he pulls his entire house. He's pulling his livelihood, his family's survival, his children's education, all his fears and his hopes. The absolutely crucial point here is that everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know absolutely nothing about. That cart isn't just wood and wheels. It is literally the weight of his entire world. It really perfectly illustrates why empathy isn't just, a nice trait to have. It's a fundamental necessity for understanding human existence. Moving on, our source presents this fascinating duality about hardship. It often feels like time is just out to torment us, just grinding us down. And let's be real, when we're right in the middle of a difficult phase, it feels entirely like torment. No way around it. But the reality, these painful periods are actually our greatest instructors, teaching us how to live. Hardship strips away all the unnecessary stuff, teaches us resilience, and shows us exactly what we need to do to survive. Time doesn't just pass by, it sculpts us. Section 2. Complications and expectations in relationships. Now here is a crucial distinction that could honestly save countless relationships. The difference between being angry and being troubled. Before you try to pacify someone or, before you react defensively when someone pulls away from you, you have to stop and ask yourself, are they actually angry with me or are they silently battling their own troubles? Sometimes people retreat not out of malice or anger toward you, but just because they're completely overwhelmed by their own burdens. Recognizing this difference is the absolute core of deep empathy. So, how do we actually identify the people worth keeping in our lives? Well, our source outlines the traits of truly genuine people. They don't rely on grand cinematic promises. Instead, they express their devotion through consistency in the really small things. The ultimate example provided here is the phrase, "Call me when you reach home." That simple request holds so much invisible affection, doesn't it? It basically means your safety matters to my peace of mind. I want you to think right now, who are the people in your life who say this to you? Because those are the rare individuals you absolutely need to cherish. Unfortunately, not all connections are quite that healthy. Relationships are such that trying to fix them breaks the person. Let that resonate for a second. We are so often taught to never give up, to keep trying, to fix what's broken, right? But this perfectly illustrates the immense emotional toll of carrying a one-sided or fundamentally broken relationship. Sometimes, in that desperate attempt to hold the pieces of a relationship together, you just end up cutting your own hands. It's a stark, real reminder that self-preservation sometimes just requires letting go. Section 3. Pain, trust, and reality. What pain must be explained, and what sympathizer cannot understand it? This completely challenges our entire definition of support. Think about it. If you're sitting with a supposed friend or loved one, and you have to exhaustingly translate and justify your grief just for them to care, are they truly a sympathizer? True connection often communicates in the silence. It just understands the unspoken grief. If you have to beg someone to understand your pain, well, the harsh reality is that they probably aren't the right person to share it with. And when you go through those really dark times where people fail to understand your pain, you arrive at this sobering conclusion: my situation will improve one day, but many people will fall from my heart. This is such a profound way to look at adversity. Hard times essentially act as a filter. Yes, the situation is incredibly painful, for sure, but it serves a vital purpose. It strips away the fake friends, the fair-weather companions, and reveals exactly who is willing to stand by you in the dark. You will eventually recover your footing, but your inner circle will be forever changed. And honestly, that's a good thing.
So as we let people go, how do we find closure without just drowning in bitterness? The Source offers a really elegant solution. It's about recognizing that I am right in my place and simultaneously they are right in their place. Not every conflict requires a villain. Sometimes neither party is inherently malicious. You're simply structurally opposed. You have different values, different perspectives, different life experiences. Accepting that both people can be right from their own vantage point, yet still be incompatible, is a massive leap toward emotional maturity and peace.
Section 4. Peace and true happiness. It all starts with establishing non-negotiable boundaries. Ask yourself, would you rather accept an ocean of insult or a single drop of respect? This metaphor strongly advises us to entirely reject abundance if the cost of that abundance is our dignity. Whether it's a high-paying job with a toxic boss or a wealthy social circle that belittles you, an ocean of anything just isn't worth it if it's tainted with disrespect. Choose the single, humble drop, as long as it's served with absolute respect. Your dignity is absolutely your highest currency. Building on that solid foundation of self-respect, the Source outlines these incredibly clear paths to genuine peace. First, let people say what they want. You literally cannot control society's judgment, so we have to stop trying. Second, maintain your kindness. Never laugh at others' misfortunes because, well, the wheel of time turns for absolutely everyone. And finally, discover that true happiness often isn't about what you acquire, but what you give. Finding supreme joy in being the reason someone else smiles, that is one of the most reliable shortcuts to inner peace. But, and there is a very important but here, our source material offers a paradoxically brilliant warning. It's not good to be too good. Now, at first glance, this kind of seems to contradict the whole idea of maintaining constant kindness, right? But it really doesn't. It's actually a warning about the danger of people-pleasing. If you are constantly setting yourself on fire just to keep others warm, you will inevitably turn to ash. Being too good often means you lack boundaries, and people will absolutely take advantage of a boundaryless person. Which leads me to leave you with this final, lingering thought to deeply consider today. Are you breaking yourself by being too good for people who don't even value your worth? I want you to really take that question with you as you go about the rest of your week. Protect your peace, maintain your self-respect, and never, ever let your kindness become the tool of your own destruction. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and take care of yourself.